All right, so up we go to 2,500 feet. So let's say we're going to do the ILS now. The ILS is back in business. We're done with the LPV. We're going to fly the ILS now. So let's program the ILS. And what we can do is go back to the main menu is one way to do it. The procedure. And what we want to do is change the approach. Right now it's showing that this is the approach in the sequence. Shows a little map of it, right? But we want the ILS to runway 5. We'll select that. And in this case, we're going to do vectors to final, which, when you go back to the plate to look at that, ILS to runway 5, vectors to final is basically Jamin is the final approach fix. So it's going to extend, do an intercept course into Jamin, which is fine with us in this case, okay? So what we can do is load and activate, and what that is going to do is give us, and so GPS guidance, in this case the warning saying that GPS guidance, and we'll just clear to 2,500 feet. Right. That's the missed approach altitude. So GPS guidance is for monitoring only, okay? Activate the approach. So a little warning there saying we need to actually be looking at the green stuff, not at the purple stuff, okay? And that's fine with us, but the thing is, you can still use the purple stuff, just can't rely on it, okay? The green stuff has to be up and backed up, all right? All right, so what did this do is basically gave us Jamin as the active leg and a intercept fix 2. Notice it doesn't have a bar between Jamin and faded. It has an intercept leg to Jamin. It doesn't take faded out, so if you actually want to do a leg faded to Jamin, you actually could do that. But let's go back to the map mode and show what that looks like, okay? So basically, yeah, faded is there, but it's not an active leg. Really, what all that purple line is the inbound to Jamin, okay? So right now, let's fly a heading of 230 on a basically a downwind. And if you don't mind getting a call out saying what our intentions are. Who was in the pattern? Do you remember?
I didn't see the number.
Okay. Well, it's probably right. You know, we can actually look at that by going traffic and see what he is. Oh, you know what? That let's see. Who's that guy? 19 Golf, and this guy's 827. And this guy is category unavailable.
Counted 1, left face, runway 5.
Alright, so I'm flying a heading at 230. With that instruction, we can put 230 in the magenta bug right here, and we'll fly that at 2,500 feet.
Traffic, counted 1, final for 5.
So back to the map mode, and go in a little bit. And we'll see what that looks like at Jamin. All right, so what do we have on the ILS? As soon as we activated it, it automatically took the CDI into the VLOC mode, which gave us the VOR localizer information right up here, okay? And all that stuff is green. So you got that going for you, right? So if it's green, that's raw data, okay? All right, so we're going to extend out beyond Jamin a couple miles and then just do a dog leg, a base leg, then a dog leg.
Taxiing from run up to runway 5, Monroe traffic.
All right, what I was about to say is the ID. So it also automatically tuned 109.75 into the nav, which is the localized frequency. And the small number right below the number is not an ID. It's just the assignment that what should pop up. The next to smallest number, right next to the word nav, IEQI, is the actual ID that the 750 figured out from the Morse code. So we are tuned, we are identified, and we're monitoring. We got the Vorlog. CDI is now showing the Vorlog, and sure enough, 053 is that course right there. Actually, it's showing 055. I'm not sure why. Could change that. Because the inbound course is really supposed to be 053. Localizer course 053. I wonder if that matters. Huh, interesting. I wonder why it says, I'm going to talk to Jepson about that, see if that's a programming error. Okay. So I'll pretend to be Beaver's Approach here. November 2866 Lima, this is Beaver's Approach. Turn right, heading 320, base leg, runway 5 ILS, maintain 2,500 feet.
All right, 320, 2866 Lima.
All right, so off we go on this base leg. This would have already been briefed, okay, but just looking at it real quick, 109.75, tune identified monitor. Runway is 7,000 feet, 683 is the touchdown zone. We already listened to the ASOS coming in on the other approach. Unicom's 22.7, that's programmed. 053 is the inbound course, and we are going down on the ILS to the same altitude as the LPV was. It's 883. Okay? So we're looking to fly a 2,300 RPM, 90 knot / 100 mile an hour approach. Down to minimums. As soon as we hit minimums, then it's a slow throw out of flaps to get down to the landing speed before we touch down. Okay? Getting bumped around a little bit up here right now. Okay, and the glide slope has come into view. We're 1 minute away from intercepting the, and how do I know that? That 1 minute arrow coming out of the top of the airplane is right on top of the purple line, okay? So the dog leg's going to be about, we'll call it a, something like a 020 heading, coming up soon. And let's see what our message says. Probably thanks again. We still got them in both. And it looks like we're slightly burning more on the left than the right, but at least that's just a reminder. And you guys, you can figure out how to get do that on the ground though, programming all the timers and stuff. Okay, we're about 30 seconds from intercepting. So let's say ATC is going to give you ATC says 66 Lima, turn right heading 010, intercept the localizer 05, cleared the ILS 05, Monroe Executive.
Turn right 010, cleared the 05, ILS, Monroe.
There you go. All right. So we maintain 2,500 feet. That's the final approach 6 altitude at Jamin. And sure enough, we got a good ID. And it's centering up. And not a bad vector. We're 3 miles from Jamin. We gotta have plenty of time to get things sorted out. Okay, and if you wanted to, we'd set the 053 in here. Now this missed approach, I didn't talk about it, but it's a little bit different. Climb to 1,500 feet, then a climbing right turn to 3,000 on a heading at 200, and then you intercept the 139 radial out of Charlotte and into Huston. Okay, but I think in this case we're going to do a touch and go. You want to do touch and go on this one?
That'll work.
All right.
Manifest.
Hey sir, so don't forget, you have 6 boarding, 1 getting out low at 5-5, and then meet.
Okay, 6 boarding, 1 low, and meet.
Who's that?
Chester doing parachute drops.
Oh. Oh.
I guess one's jumping out at 5,500, the rest are... I guess, I don't know what she said. I heard her, she said something a while ago.
Okay, so one dot, we just passed 1 dot, now a half dot, so we're thinking about leading our descent a little bit, so that we want to start the descent prior to the actual glide slope, so we kind of have that little curve, that little We do have a radius, more or less, if you think about it.
So landing lights beacon on, car beats out, power to 20 or to 1800.
All right, there we go. We're on the descent now. Good. You know what? I wonder if that 055 was the inbound to Jamin and not. I bet it programmed 053.
Maybe.
Anyway, that's yeah, okay. All right. So one cool thing is that. Go ahead.
Monroe traffic, Skyhawk 2866 Lima's on a 5-mile final for runway 5 Monroe, touch and go.
All right, excellent. So one cool thing, well, you know, we got the GPS. You're not supposed to rely on the GPS.
Monroe traffic, temp 46 Echo, taking off runway 5, Monroe traffic.
All right, this is our raw data. That's gospel, and this is rumor, more or less. But the rumor is really good to use if you need help. So I would still use the desired track and track. I would still use the cyan arrow to help you out with small changes. The one thing that this GPS is not going to help you on is the pitch setting. And for us, it's pretty much right on the horizon, isn't it? More or less, it's like
pretty close.
Maybe 1 or 2 degrees nose low at this speed. If you choose to fly a different speed, it's going to be a different pitch setting because the AOAs can be slightly different. Okay, and usually, and obviously it depends on the winds and our ground speed, but with the ground speed and the ground speed is in a couple spots, 86 knots there. It's up here somewhere too. There's 86 knots. So the ground speed is all over the place if you want it. And at that speed, if you figured out 3-degree glide slope, it's going to be about 400 on the VVI.
Monroe traffic, Skyhawk 2866 Lima, this is 3.5-mile final, runway 5. This will be touch and go.
Wilcott traffic, Skyhawk 5365 Quebec's on a 10-mile final, practice ILS runway 1 full stop. Wilkes.
Okay, so we did get 1 dot high, and that was, I think we were looking at something here, probably a frequency or something, I don't know. Anyway, so we got 1 dot high, and we're coming down nicely, so about 500 VBI or so is what Darren's choosing. And until we get back on, then it's going to be like 450 or something, somewhere around that on the VVI.
Wilkes County Unicom, Skyhawk 5365 Quebec.
In the big boys at about 1,000 feet is when we change our altitude here to the missed approach altitude. We would set missed approach altitude 3,000 feet because that's the missed approach altitude here at Monroe. And we're 300 to go till our decision altitude. And we'll see how this all works out with flying. We might be going a little fast, right? Maybe. And we're a dot high, so coming down nicely.
So we're 200 to go.
Yep. And I'd say you're probably faster than you want to be, right?
Just a tad.
And we're still a dot high, so we need to correct for that. And 100, we're approaching minimums.
There's minimums, runways in sight.
Okay. And we'll keep the aim point as you're slowly throwing out the flaps and slowly getting to our landing speed. There's 30 to flaps. Okay, and off we go.
Monroe traffic, tram 46 Echoes, downwind runway 5, Monroe.
Monroe traffic, Skyhawk 2866 Lima's touch and go, runway 5, Monroe.
All right. So is that enough work for today?